Hey, how you going? Alice in Gingerland here. Welcome back to my channel. For today's video, we're gonna find out some weird as hell phobias. We've all heard of arachnophobia, pretty common fear of spiders. Acrophobia, fear of heights. I just had to look that up. I actually didn't know that before this. But those aren't the phobias that we're gonna be talking about today. I wanna find the weird shit. I was inspired to make this video because I've got my own weird phobia. I have a serious fear of clusters of holes. I didn't know it was a phobia until I saw a Kylie Jenner interview a few years ago.
I'm trypophobic. It's hard for me to even talk about.
What does that mean?
I'm afraid of tiny little holes.
What do you
All
mean?
like together, like a cluster of tiny little holes. They like genuinely freak me out.
What? There's a name for it? I'm not the only one that thinks this is nasty. I have something in common with Kylie frickin' Jenner. I walked past a flower shop the other day and they had this like dead flower arrangement, and one of them was like this, I don't know, this thing, it was circle and had all these like deep holes in it, and I just walked past like, and it just gets me, and I'm like, why am I like this? And so I started to think back to, you know, where the hell did this phobia begin? And it didn't take me long to remember why it all started. It was back at the beginning of high school, and someone showed me this photo of, this like infected foot. I'm pretty sure it was foot. And it was like whole, like honeycomb shaped holes with like infected colors, and just ever since then, I just haven't been able to look at holes the same. It literally just flashes back to that photo. It makes me feel sick. Who would have known that a photo could be so traumatizing? So I was like, hey, I would like to find out what other phobias are out there so I can feel a little bit less weird. So why not make a YouTube video about it? Let's learn some new things together, shall we? But before we jump into this video, let's do the comment shout out from last week's video. So this week's comment shout out goes to Brian Herald. I love what you do, makes me happy, thank you. No, thank you, Brian. It hit me right in the feels. That's why I love making these videos. I love making people laugh, and like the fact that I'm making people happy as well. Like, oh, stop. Let's find out a bit more about phobias, shall we? So phobias are one of the most common mental illnesses in the United States. Maybe Australia as well, can't be bothered looking that up. Women are more likely to experience phobias than men. Bit sexist. Typical symptoms of phobias can include nausea, yep, get that 100%, trembling, rapid heartbeat, feelings of unreality, and being preoccupied with the fear object. Most specific phobias fall into one of 4 major categories: fears of the natural environment, fears related to animals, fear related to medical treatments or issues, fears related to specific situations. Now that we know a little bit more, let's jump in. And also maybe trigger warning, I am terrible at pronouncing words, and these are quite big words, so we'll see how we go. Wait, what? Barophobia, fear of gravity? How can one have a fear of gravity? You don't even know what's happening. Wouldn't you have a fear of there being no gravity?
We don't actually need gravity.
What do you mean that we don't need gravity?
What if it was never invented?
Bathymophobia, fear of stairs or steep slopes. That's unfortunate. That would suck. That'd be difficult. Imagine how many times you just have to walk upstairs just in general life and you have a serious fear. How do you know how that could have happened? It's falling downstairs and seriously injuring yourself. You'd hope that everywhere you go has like an elevator. Oh, that's sad. Cacophobia, fear of ugliness. Could you imagine if you're just like an unfortunate looking person, someone comes up to you and just goes, oh, no, it's not you, it's me, you just look like an asshole. That'd suck. Oh, catoptrophobia. Why make it so hard to say? Fear of mirrors. Actually, I had a fear of mirrors at night when I was a child. One of my cousins told me this ghost story of like the Candyman, and when you look in the mirror at night, he's behind you, and like, that's a pretty good reason to be scared of mirrors at night. I mean, not during the day, but that's probably how you have a fear of mirrors, just thinking that someone's gonna come up behind you and chronophobia, fear of time. Is that like, oh my god, it's 1:30? Or is it like, oh my god, it's April already, we're gonna meet for lunch at 12 o'clock? No, just don't tell me the time. How does it, I don't get it, but I mean, each their own. Wait, cyberphobia, fear of computers. That fear would suck. Like, we do a lot of things on computers these days. You wouldn't even be able to watch this. You'd be missing out on all of this. It looks like tomato. Domatophobia, fear of houses. That'd be fine if you're homeless, or maybe the reason why some people are homeless. What about, does like apartments, are they included in houses, or is it just like standalone houses? Phobiphobia, Is that how you pronounce it? Eat, feed, fight, fall, fum. Anyway, fear of teenagers. I think we've all got a little bit of a phobia when you're past the age of 25. Genuphobia. Genuphobia. Fear of knees. What do you mean? How do you get fearful of such an important part of your body? Unless you like messed up your knees in a serious accident or seen someone's kneecap. I guess that could be why. Fear of knees. Good one. Oh my god, why do they do, is this real or is this a joke? Hippopotamonstrosesculas. Oh my god. Hippopotamonstrosesquipedalophobia.
Hippopotamonstrosis quipedaliophobia. Hippopotamonstros.
Oh, well, you can see why I struggled with that. Fear of long words. Why would you choose, like, you're literally triggering people by naming the phobia that. Why would you do that? Hippopotamonstrosis. Why? Is that just an irony thing? Naming a fear of long words, one of the longest words I've ever seen in my life? I think I have that. Big words freak me out. That looks like someone just smashed the keyboard and said, here's what he is scared of things like this. Bastards. Megalophobia. Fear of large things. There's a name that makes sense to the fear. Fear of large things. How large are we talking here? Like a large couch? Or like a large building? Or like a large animal? Probably. Large things. That could be an issue in everyday life. Pedophobia. Fear of children. Sounds awfully close to pedophilia, which is the total opposite. Philophobia. Fear of love? Oh, man. Oh, that's a really sad one. Like, how do you get that fear, I wonder? Would it be lack of love? Because surely you wouldn't get it from too much love. There's no such thing as too much love, is there? That's sad. That's a bit of a sad one. Phobophobia. Fear of phobias. Phobophobia. It's fun to say. So what are you afraid of? Phobias. Yeah. Would hate to have one of those. Scopophobia. Fear of being stared at. If you're triggered right now, you might have scopophobia. Sorry, I probably shouldn't do that. I'm not trying to take the piss out of these, by the way, either. I'm not trying to phobia shame. It's just super interesting. Somniphobia, fear of sleep. Oh, that's so unfortunate. That sucks. Like scared to go to sleep? Fear of other people sleeping? Let's find out. Cause extreme anxiety and fear around the thought of going to bed. This phobia is also known as hypnophobia, clinophobia, sleep anxiety, or sleep dread. I reckon that's pretty common. That'd just suck though. Personally, sleep is one of my favorite things to do. Venus tryphobia, fear of beautiful women. Maybe just like talking to them? Or is it like you see a gorgeous girl and you're like, oh my god. Or is it like, oh my god, you're too beautiful, I'm terrified to speak to you. Probably that one. I wouldn't imagine people feel nauseous at the sight of a beautiful woman. Surely it's the thought of talking to them. Well, that's all that kind of stood out to me on this list. I'm reading this from verywellmind.com. It's like A to Z list of phobias. Just kind of picked out the ones that I thought were the most uncommon, because there's a lot of common and reasonable fears in here, like lilepsophobia, fear of tornadoes and hurricanes. It's perfectly understandable. What the hell? Leucophobia, fear of the color white. The color white, as in like, would white people freak you out? Or like white object? Could you imagine being scared of the color white? Being scared of a color in general? Oh my god, melanophobia, fear of the color black. Could you imagine how much you would come off as racist if you had one of those phobias? If someone came up to me and was like, oh, can you just please just go away? Why? What's wrong? You're just like super white and I just can't. Offensive? That's an unfortunate phobia to have for everyone involved. How does that happen? Let's find out more. Let's do a bit of a Google search about that one. Oh my god, they literally just displayed images of it and it's just like white paint, a girl wearing white jeans, a white wall, and then melanophobia, fear of the color black. That would suck. There's so many black and white things. And leucophobia often takes the form of a fixation on pale skin. Those with the phobia may make impulsive assumptions such as paleness necessarily representing ill health or a ghost. The thought that someone could be terrified of me because of how white I am, like, that sucks. Because I'm like, there's white people, but they're like olive can tan, have some sort of color in them. But I'm like, white, you know? I could literally freak someone the hell out with how white I am. I could definitely represent a ghost-like figure. If you have any of these phobias or maybe some other phobia, please let me know in the comments because that'd be super interesting to find out. Please don't take this as phobia shaming at all. Over 7 billion of us in the world. There's gonna be people out there that are scared of weird things, and I've got one of these ones myself. I mean, some of them you gotta wonder where they come from, but I mean, I was traumatized by a freaking photograph, so alright, well, I think I'm gonna leave it there. I don't know about you, but I learned something new today. Hope you learned something new too. If you like this video, please give it a big old thumbs up. Don't forget to leave a comment for your chance of getting next week's comment shout out. And if you're new here and enjoying the content, please hit that big red subscribe button. It means the absolute world to me. And we are almost at 300 subscribers. Alright, now I have to go edit this and to Google the very thing that I have a massive phobia about, so this will be fun. Alright, well, I'll see you guys in the next one. Okay, bye!